Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sel and welcome to Makeup with Sel. In today's video, I will be showing you my full foundation routine. So if you would like to get this glowy, cute, and smooth skin, then just keep on watching. Moisturizing has to be one of the most important things to a foundation because if your face is dry, the foundation will cling onto the dry patches on the face and it doesn't really look good and smooth, so you want to have a really good moisturizer. What I like to use is Tarte Maricuja Oil, like 3 drops I would say, 2-3 drops, and I would just run that into my hands and just start moisturizing my face, really focusing on the dry patches. And then I usually wait for my skin to absorb the oil so that my foundation doesn't slip and slide on it, which we don't want. So I'm gonna wait a few minutes for it to dry down. Okay, so about 5 minutes passed and the oil has absorbed into my pores, so that is good. So now it is time to go in with some primer, and now I'm going to be using the Baby Skin Primer by Maybelline. And it's a really good primer because it's silicone, so it's going to fill up your pores and make your face smooth, and this is what we want. We want a smooth, nice, beautiful foundation. So we're going to put this in wherever we have texture areas or bumpy skin, anything like that. So just like we did with our moisturizer, we're going to let this set into our face for a few minutes. So something that I like to do to add more moisture to my face and extend the longevity of my foundation, I like to go in with a setting spray and just spray my face and let that dry. I'm going to go in with a foundation that I've been recommending to a lot of people, and it is my favorite foundation at this time. It is way better than most of the high-end foundations that I have, and it's definitely better than all the drugstore foundations. So I'm going to go in with a damp beauty blender and Maybelline Matte and Poreless in the shade 220. I like using a beauty blender to put on my foundation because it is hands down the most flawless application. I honestly hate putting foundation on with brushes. Like, it's something I don't do. I wouldn't normally do it. I'm gonna make sure I go down to my neck because we don't want a foundation mask. We want to make sure that we go all the way to our hairline. We want to even hit our ears. And I would usually stop right about here. I wouldn't go all the way under my under eye, because we're obviously going to be putting on concealer, and I don't really want it to be too cakey down there because it could get cakey very fast. This foundation is so good. It's medium to full coverage. It's definitely buildable, and like, look at it. This is me without setting it. It's pretty dewy, and then when it dries down, it dries matte-ish, but not too matte where your face looks super flat and dry and nothing. Like, it's not like that at all, girl. Get it? Go get it. Go get it. So for concealer, I'm gonna go in with my trusty Maybelline Fit Me. I'm gonna be using the shade Sand and the shade Light. I like taking the shade Sand. It's a little bit darker than Light, and I just like taking it and making a triangle under my eye. And then with the shade Light, I'm gonna go in and put it right there, bring it up more so that my under eye can be very bright and lifted. I like going in with concealer so I can have a nice highlighted face. And you want to make sure that you get under your eyes so that there's no creasing, because we're about to go in with some more Mercier translucent powder, and when we bake under there, we're going to set those creases all day, and that's something we do not want at all. So we're going to make sure we blend out those creases before we bake. And I usually just like going directly under my eye. I don't really bake that much all the way under anymore because my under eyes tend to be pretty dry. I want to make sure that I set this nicely so that my oils are controlled for the day. So to give some dimension to my face, I'm going to bronze using the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro Palette, and I'm going to be using this shade right here. And we're going to make sure we not only do our cheekbones, but our temple and our top of our forehead. Now I'm going to contour with this cool tone shade right here. Okay, so I did my brows off camera, and now I'm gonna add some color into my face, and I'm gonna go in with blush, and this is my go-to blush by e.l.f. So I'm gonna be using this one. I don't like going crazy with blush, like it's not really something that I like to do, but I like having a little bit of color since I love to glow. I'm obviously gonna go in with some Cover FX drops, and this is the shade Moonlight. Just dot it on my face a little bit, and I kind of just blend it in with the warmth of my finger. And you see that? Do you see the love on my face? Do you see it? And because one highlighter is never enough for me, I'm gonna go in with this middle golden shade from Morphe. I'm gonna add that on to the center and my chin, my nose. Just spray it with the setting spray, and what this does is it kind of melts the powders all to your face, and it makes your skin look like actual skin and not makeup and powder. So that is what we want. We want that nice and dewy, lifelike skin because, you know, come on, why wouldn't we? Okay guys, so now that the face is basically done, I'm gonna finish up the look by doing my eyes, and I'm gonna do a little shumptin', and I'll be right back to show you the completed look. Alright my honeys, so that is it for today's tutorial. This is my full face foundation routine, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not already, and I will see you next time. Bye my honeys.